Hi, my name is Em. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. It's my first weekday of not being a student. I finished on Friday. Technically Thursday, but Friday felt like when it ended. I'm so used to being stressed and overwhelmed that the feeling of knowing that all of that stress is now gone somehow makes me more stressed. I am restarting my Instagram. On the 1st of June, I'm launching a new account, and Melatonical will no longer have 3,000 followers, but will have 7 to start with, which is very scary. As someone who's had the same account for 5 years, I don't know how to feel about what I'm about to do. I know after months and months of sort of like deciding between just carrying on with my current account and making a new account, I sort of slowly came to the realization that I'm just putting off the inevitable and that I really should start again. And the main reason for this, it does come down to what you'd probably expect. My account is pretty dead now. My engagement is at the lowest it's been since 2020, since when I made that account. And even then, I got more attention on the account when I had 400 followers than I do now. And while I think it's to do with Instagram prioritizing reels and then not prioritizing artists, the algorithm getting more and more confusing, and I just wasn't able to keep up with it or care enough, to be honest. I stopped caring pretty quickly. That definitely didn't help, but I also think I didn't help myself, but that also wasn't my priority. Are you still filming, my love? I decided a few months ago that I was going to go for it and I was going to restart this whole thing. As soon as I finish uni, as soon as I finish my graduate film, I would focus fully on relaunching my Instagram account with a new focus. Still the same goal, that goal being to create stuff that means a lot to me. I've never felt fully happy with what I've ever made, and I still don't. I've been working on a few projects behind the scenes for the past few months, sort of in the lead up to this relaunch in June, to sort of prepare and have work ready to go. And by forcing myself to not share it online immediately and to take my time with it and to nurture it and make time for realizing what the art is about and what it means to me before I even pick up the camera. And from that, my process, my sort of viewpoint on how I take self-portraits has changed dramatically. Yeah, I still sometimes pick up the camera randomly and just say, fuck it, my makeup's good, I'm going to take a few pictures and see what happens. But I also have these really intentional moments where I thought out an idea for a few weeks, an emotion or something personal that's happened to me, and I think, how can I make this into something visual and something I'm proud of looking at and something that represents a feeling that I've had or something that's affected me in my life, and how can I change that into something beautiful and something romantic or something that just feels like an extension of my being. I've started to do that more, and there's a specific piece that took me about 3 weeks to make in total, from coming up with the idea and executing it. It's called The In-Between, and it started as a feeling that I felt my entire life in regards to change. Now, a little bit of context, it's currently the 19th of May and I finished uni a few days ago, and I move away from Brighton in 6 weeks' time. I'm going to be moving to Leeds with my boyfriend. We're moving across the country to a completely new city. We've both never lived there before, and I have a few contacts in Leeds, but I don't have any friends there, nor do I have really any friends up north in general. I know that I'm terrible with change. As an autistic person who's a bit of a stickler for organisation and having routines and having familiarity in my life, knowing that my life's about to be very unfamiliar to me terrifies me, and I am extremely anxious every single day because of it. And knowing that in 6 weeks' time my life is just going to be completely different. Even now my life's completely different because I'm not at university anymore, I'm not studying, and anything I make right now is just for me. It's not for a grade, it's not for my degree, it's for me, and that scares the shit out of me. I'm not good when I don't have a purpose or a drive or a destination. I'm also not good when that destination changes very quickly and very suddenly. So I know that this change is coming. I'm trying to look after myself as much as possible for the next 6 or 7 weeks, just so that I am ready to move and I'm well and I'm prepared and I've eased myself into it. How does this relate to the in-between? Well, it's a piece that's very inspired by this feeling that I have. I've called it the in-between because it is the stage in between going from one period in your life to another, and that change, that movement that happens during that time, because I know a change is coming and I'm usually okay, and then it starts to happen and I feel like my life is ending. Everything I know in my life is not going to be the same. I get this every time I move house, just extreme, almost like inertia, like motion sickness almost, from knowing that my routine's going to change and everything familiar to me is not going to be familiar anymore. And I constantly don't feel safe because I'm not used to what's going on around me, and it's slowly or quickly morphing into something new and I can't keep up with it. The idea is that I go from this one state to another over time, and it's the most horrendous emotional time for me. And then as soon as I'm used to this new routine, as soon as it's over, it's as if it never happened. It's just done. It's like a bookmark, but I've lost the bookmark and I've lost the book entirely. It's such a strange feeling. I've had it my entire life. It's only got worse with age, and I have a feeling this change is going to be one of the biggest in my life and therefore one of the hardest for me. And I made that piece to sort of vent about it and to put that feeling into art, because I've never known how to explain it to my friends and my family who aren't neurodiverse and maybe don't understand how difficult change can be for a neurodivergent person. It just means a lot to me that I was able to make something like that, and I look at it and I go, yes, that is exactly what I was trying to make, and I feel the emotion from it, and it makes me proud of myself that I was able to do that. And I've always been a big fan of slow shutter speeds and colourful lights, and I made sure that they were part of it to sort of show how claustrophobic and overwhelming change is for me. That's a big example of something that really changed my perspective on how I create art and how just who I am as a person. I've made art to do with depression and anxiety in the past, but nothing as personal as the in-between. This is only the beginning of Melatonical, the new era, or whatever the fuck I'm doing. That's really cringe, actually. Not much is changing. I'm just making art that I'm more proud of. And also, I want to make this my job. I've wanted to make it my job ever since I picked up a camera in 2015. I'm so proud of myself for where I am in life. I'm just so proud of what Melatonical is becoming, and I hope you stick around for it. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me ramble and sort of manifest some shit. That's really cringe. What the fuck? I am so proud of myself. It's gonna be okay.